There's a specific kind of person who lives with constant emotional noise but presents absolute calm to the world. They don't raise their voice, they don't complain, they don't demand attention, but inside, nothing is quiet. They feel the tension in a room before anyone speaks. They sense disappointment before it's expressed. They detect emotional shifts most people miss entirely. And yet, when you ask them what they're feeling, they answer with a single word: nothing. Not because there is nothing, but because saying something feels far more dangerous than staying silent. If this describes you, there's something crucial you need to understand. Because this silence is not neutral. It's doing something to you. Feeling everything isn't a choice. It's not drama. It's not imagination. It's neurological. Some people process emotional information more deeply than others. Their nervous systems register subtleties most brains filter out. A facial expression lingers longer. A sentence carries more weight. An experience leaves a deeper imprint. Psychologists describe this as high emotional sensitivity, a heightened responsiveness to emotional stimuli. But here's the paradox few talk about. The more intensely someone feels, the less likely they are to express it. And this contradiction doesn't come from weakness, it comes from adaptation. For most people who feel everything but say nothing, silence wasn't chosen. It was learned. At some point, usually early, they discovered a pattern. When they expressed emotion, they were dismissed, misunderstood, minimized, or subtly punished. Crying became too much. Sensitivity became overreacting. Honesty became inconvenient. So their nervous system adjusted, not consciously, automatically. They learned that silence reduced conflict, that containment increased safety, that expression came with consequences. And so they mastered a skill most people never develop: emotional self-erasure. Over time, silence stops feeling like a strategy. It starts feeling like who they are. They smile while hurting. They support others while neglecting themselves. They become the calm presence everyone relies on. But here's the cost no one sees. They stop checking in with their own emotional truth. Not because they don't feel, but because feeling without expression becomes unbearable. So they compartmentalize. They function, they perform, they endure. And the world praises them for being strong. People often assume silence means confusion. That's wrong. Most people who say nothing know exactly what they feel. They just don't trust language to hold it. Words feel insufficient, dangerous, easily misinterpreted. They fear that once emotions leave their body, they lose control over how those emotions are received. So silence feels safer than distortion. This is why many rehearse conversations that never happen, write messages they never send, imagine explanations they never deliver. Expression happens, just not out loud. Another layer rarely acknowledged is empathy. People who feel everything often feel others just as deeply. They sense emotional burdens that aren't theirs. They anticipate reactions before they occur. They imagine the emotional impact of their honesty on everyone involved. So before speaking, their mind asks, will this hurt them? Will this change how they see me? And if the answer is uncertain, silence wins. Not because they don't matter to themselves, but because they matter too much to others. From the outside, this looks like emotional maturity. From the inside, it's constant suppression. They delay their needs, minimize their pain, postpone expression indefinitely. They become experts at emotional timing, always waiting for a better moment that never arrives. And slowly, a belief forms: my feelings are a burden. This belief is rarely questioned. It's reinforced every time they stay quiet and the world continues uninterrupted. Silence creates a powerful illusion. If I don't express it, I control it. They believe containment prevents damage, that privacy equals protection, that silence avoids rejection. But emotional suppression doesn't eliminate emotion, it stores it. And stored emotion doesn't remain passive, it transforms. Unexpressed emotions don't vanish. They relocate into muscle tension, into chronic fatigue, into anxiety without a clear source, into a constant sense of internal pressure. The nervous system stays activated, always monitoring, always containing. Over time, this creates exhaustion that rest doesn't fix. Because the fatigue isn't physical, it's emotional labor without release. Perhaps the most painful consequence is loneliness. Not social loneliness, emotional loneliness. They are surrounded by people who like them, trust them, rely on them, but no one truly knows them. Because knowing requires access, and access requires expression. So connection remains shallow, not because others don't care, but because the door was never opened. Silence works until it doesn't. Eventually, the containment system overloads, and when it breaks, it's sudden. Years of unspoken emotions surface at once, often triggered by something small, something that shouldn't have been the breaking point. And the response they receive is almost always the same. But you always seemed fine. That sentence confirms their deepest fear. They were invisible the entire time. People who feel everything but say nothing are not fragile. They are resilient to a fault. They carry emotional weight that would destabilize others and still show up every day. They are dependable, attentive, emotionally intelligent, but strength without release becomes self-destruction. Beneath all of this is a simple desire: to be seen without having to perform, to be understood without being simplified, to be honest without being punished for it. They don't want attention, they want safety, a space where expression doesn't require justification. Breaking silence doesn't mean oversharing, it means selective vulnerability. One person, one truth, one moment of honesty. And when the world doesn't collapse, something shifts internally. Expression stops feeling like danger. Silence stops feeling like protection. If you feel everything, but say nothing, understand this: silence protected you, but it also limited you. Your emotions are not flaws to manage, they are signals to interpret. You've already proven you can carry everything alone. The next stage of growth is discovering what happens when you don't have to.